There's going to be like a basic lesson on doo-wop music, and I actually made kind of a lot of videos, or like 5 of them or something about this a while ago. So maybe I'll put those in a playlist and put a link on there in this video. But first of all, this is a really cool book. It's called Chord Progressions for Songwriters, Richard J. Scott. So if you want to like kind of learn about what gives different genres its character, learn about chord progressions, this is a useful book. Basically what it is it has like different styles in it. Like in the intro, what does it say? It's got like blues. I know you can see some of them there. Coltrane, circle progressions, flamenco, blah blah blah. And it's got doo-wop. So if I go to that, it says, and I already knew this, but it's just kind of cool to get more detail, but it says doo-wop is a style of vocal music popular from 1958 until the British invasion, 1963, and then like in the middle of the first paragraph, it says the most common change in doo-wop music is the 1-6 minor 4-5 progression. The doo-wop cycle is a major progression that contains the 1-4-5 and the 6 minor secondary minor chords. So basically, then it gives like a bunch of charts with like different chord progressions and then substitutions. And it gets pretty detailed, and what's really cool about it too is it has like a list of like tons of songs that are using different types of chord progressions. And with YouTube now, it's awesome because you don't have to go track this music down. You can just type it in and start listening to it. And usually they also give like variations, like they'll give like an example of it, like a doo-wop progression, and then they'll give actual songs to illustrate that exact progression. So I mean, for me, I always like to write my own songs and like understand song structure. Some people, that's not their thing, they just would rather solo and stuff, but if you're into that, this is a super cool book. So the way I think about doo-wop though is like first I would just learn this chord progression: C, A minor, F, G. So I would just master that. If someone asked me to play doo-wop music, I would just C, A minor, F, G, and I would do like down, down, up, down, up. Like that just is sort of like the essence of doo-wop right there. Down, down, up, down, up, 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 down, down, up, down, up. And then it also sounds real cool if you play slow with just some picking, like. Ah. And after that, I would start to learn some like basic additions to the chords you can make. So you could do like C with maybe like a C major 7. So just lift this finger up. The next one, you could try A minor 7 instead of A minor. You just lift this up. You could add your pinky up there. Now one thing people like to do in doo-wop, they do F, and they do F minor. So you lift this finger up, or you just get rid of F altogether and do F minor. And then G, you can do G7. Or you could do kind of this cool way to do G7, where instead of F up here, you put F right there on the D string. This is kind of more bluesy, intense. It's a little softer. I like to do this. This is kind of a cool trick. If you do this, you can slide into a C chord before you go back. It's kind of a cool trick. It fits with the doo-wop thing. The next thing I would learn, just based on this, and then I'm going to get more advanced a little bit, you can go. It's like a descending bass line. So C, C, B, A, E, open, F, 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 G, G, A, B. So you can practice that. 3, 3, 2, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 3, 3, 0, 2. Then you can do that while you strum the chords. So you'd be like, whoops, sorry. So it's like bass, 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 A minor, low E, F, bar chord, G, G, A, B, C. And then you could do that with your fancier chords like and then after that, I would try the same thing with bar chords. So like you could do C up here, A minor, F up here maybe, G, C, maybe a high A minor, F, G. You can mix them up. Like you could do start with C down here, maybe a high A minor, F, G, and then low G. If someone needs help with those bar chords, I could do more on that. Then after that, you could try to like learn fancier shapes and do the same thing. So like C major 7. That sounds kind of cheesy. A minor 7. You could do like F major 7, or maybe like an F like this. And you could do like G7. So you can start to it's kind of cheesy. You can just start to experiment with different ways. I don't like that. Maybe G6. So you can start to like take more advanced chords and move them around, but the chord progression is C, A minor, F, G. Then the next step is, which is kind of the reason why I talked about that book, is really learning all these chords. So what this is a chord chart like you would find in a book like that. And notice on the column over here, it says C, A, G, E, D. These are the 5 most common keys on guitar. And it's just kind of a pattern that's easy to remember, caged. It has significance on the guitar in terms of the repetition of the common patterns. But what this is, the numbers, the Roman numerals, are the 1, 6, 4, 5 chord progression. And then this column, the 1 chord, gives the key, and the row gives the chords in that key. So like the most common one is C, A minor, F, G. That's just like, because it's C, the key of C major going this way. So that's what we just did. Then the first chord could become a major 7 chord. Triangle 7 means major 7. That little minus sign 7 means minor 7. The 4 chord can become a major 7. And the 5 chord can become a dominant 7. And you can break those rules and do other stuff, and people do all the time, but these rules like that give these chords is when you're only staying in the single key. So the first chord is also the name of the key, so C, A, G, E, D. Then left to right are the chords in that key, and if you stay within one key, it's called diatonic playing. All it means is that you're using only the notes from a single major scale. So after this, I would learn the chords from left to right in each of these keys. So C, A minor, F, G. And then like I showed, you could do C major 7, A minor 7, F major 7, G dominant 7. And then I would do the same thing in key of A major. So A, F sharp minor, D, E. And I would play around with that for a while. And then the key of G is G, E minor, C, D, E major, the key of E major, so the fourth one down, E, C sharp minor, A, B, and then the key of D, which for some reason I almost never play on guitar, I don't know why. D, B minor, G, A. So yeah, I don't know why I almost never use the key of D. I use all these other keys all the time. So real quick, I'll run through those chords, like the basic way to do it. It's going to sound the same. So here's the first key, C, C, A minor, F, G. And the next key I would learn is A major, so we got an A chord, A major, F sharp minor, D major, E. For some reason I find A major to be the happiest sounding key on the guitar. So I don't know if that's just totally subjective. I actually have some reasons why I think that, which has to do with the voicings of the chords. But usually if I want the song to sound happier, I'll do it in the key of A. And even if you're using a capo, I'll use the shapes from the key of A. Whereas the key of C can sound kind of depressing, like... Whoops. For some reason when I do that in the key of A, you have to like make noise to reset your ear. I don't know if you can tell, it sounds happier, and that's because there's more power chords in the bass. Power chord, power chord, power chord, power chord. Because that major interval, like here, can sound kind of depressing on the G, C and the G. So that was the key of A major, A, F sharp minor, D, E. The next key would be G, so you'd have G, E minor, C, D, G, E minor, C, D. That one also can sound a little depressing. I think it sounds less depressing than C major though, for some reason. The next one's E, and E I think sounds like the boldest. That's I think because you get this chord as the one chord. So we got E major, C sharp minor is 4th fret bar chord, minor bar chord, A, and then B is this kind of bar chord. Then the last key would be D, so D, B minor, G, A. And then like in my other lessons on this stuff, I kind of showed what I like to do is kind of make up like melodies. Like, let's say I was in the key of E. So I might go. Let's say I had this melody, and then you try to figure out how would you get that into the chord. So it gets more advanced, but you just kind of make up melodies, or you do it like while you're doing the chord. Like, whoops. So here it might be easier to go. So I want an F sharp in there, so I would have to start with. So this might be a good opportunity to go. So I might move it up here. And just got to keep kind of working with it. So anyways, that's the first sort of group of knowledge, like set of knowledge I would want if I was starting to learn about doo-wop. And that book is really, really sweet. So it's good for learning more about like how song structures work and sort of the essentials of music theory. So I hope this was helpful. Bye.